not try anything you're about to see at home. I am not what they call a professional. Hey, welcome to another exciting video. But it's me, so I don't know how exciting it's going to be, but here's the deal. Some people said that I kind of glossed over a couple of important areas, and I going back, I wanted to make it shorter, a more viewer friendly length, so I probably did gloss over a little. So let me re-emphasize those in revenge of the TPMS. Okay, first thing I want to deal with, very important, on the side of the tire wall, there's that max PSI reading, 35, 40, whatever it is. I cannot stress this hard enough, strongly enough. That number is like every other tire pressure number associated with your car. It is a cold tire pressure. Period. End of story. So, let's say your owner's manual calls for you to increase your tire pressure over your tire loading card because whatever reason, towing, hauling heavy objects, driving 100 miles an hour, or whatever. Tells you to go up to that max. Okay. That max pressure, let's just go with 35. Now let's go with 40. That max pressure number is not, repeat, not a never, ever, under any circumstances exceed pressure. It is the cold pressure. So, you're going to be racing your truck. You fill it up to 40 like it says in the owner's manual, and you start driving 100. You look down at your gauge and you go, oh no, it's 38, it's 30. Wait, excuse me, I said 40, didn't I? Oh no, it's 43 or 45. Oh no. What do I said in the last video? Don't panic. Because that reading, well, it's nice. It doesn't mean anything. It's a useless piece of information. Never. The corollary to this max pressure is not an absolute. The corollary is never make the decision to let air in or take air out based on a hot tire reading. What do we do, boys and girls? How do we know that it's a cold tire? That's right. You only check when it's cold. And that is exactly what it says right here. Let's just sink this in again. All right. So max pressure, we got that dealt with. Great piece of cake. When you got to buy new tires and you end up buying exactly, well, hey, there's Boo. And you end up putting on the same exact size tires, doesn't make any difference about the brand. You can follow the recommendation on your little boomer. Yeah, you little sweetie. You're trying to help daddy with his video. You can follow the pressures listed on the tire pressure placard on your driver's door frame without a problem. Now, let's say for whatever reason, you need aggressive snow tires, you need aggressive off-road tires, you need tires that just look better and they're bigger. Well, you can't use that placard that's on the door. You did right, sweetie. So I would recommend that you check with the tire retailer for your recommended pressures. and follow those recommendations. Write them down somewhere so you don't forget what they are. Okay, now, so I'm down at his house the other day. So we're shooting a breeze, and Boone's playing with their dog, and his wife comes in the door, and she says, the low pressure light came on again, but by the time I got to the church, it went off. I guess you're going to have to call Dave and have him check it. Well, I was starting to laugh. Why? Hey, you know why. I said, was the light flashing? She went, no, it came on and then it went off before I got to the church. And I'll tell you what happened. You have one or more tires that are dangerously underinflated. But the light went off because as you started to drive and the tires warmed up, the pressure increased past the threshold and it shut the light off. And because it was dangerously underinflated, it heated up faster, which raised the pressure faster. So my neighbor goes, well, I guess I'll have to go out and check them. And he started to get out of his seat. And I said, sit down. So you got to wait 3 hours at a bare minimum. Why? Because they got to be cold. That's the rule, period. End of story. No discussion. What did we say in the last video? 3 hours. All right. So he begrudgingly said he'd wait. Well, it turns out he had to wait 4 hours. When I called him, well, what'd you find out? He goes, well, all 4 of my tires were at 30 pounds. So I raised them to 36. I said, what's your, and at first he didn't think it could be a tire that was actually low because they're brand new tires. Well, they were 4 months old and there's all kinds of reasons tires lose air. But, well, it's a brand new tire. It shouldn't be losing air. So anyway, he says, well, they were all at 30 pounds. So I increased them to 36. I said, well, what's your door placard say? Well, 36. All right, so let me ask you this question. When was the last time you checked those tires? Duh, I never did. You never, it's right in your owner's manual, son. Once a month. And I think what he does, he only checks them. Well, he doesn't check them. When he goes in to get his oil changed, what do they do at the dealership? Well, they check the pressure. But see, again, has your car been sitting at the dealership for 3 hours? No. So do you really want the dealership checking your tires? No. Especially when we got to drive an hour to get to that dealership. So at 65, 70 miles an hour. Well, in his case, 50 to 55. Another story. Well, anyway, I hope this answered your questions. So if you have any other questions, hesitate to ask. And Boone and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. But just remember, good day, eh?